Third person, you're talking about someone else.
Third person is...
No, right? So if I was saying, so I was walking down the street. What's that?
First person.
That's first person for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about Boncom is walking down the street?
Third person.
That's third person, right? So, first person narratives. Oh no, we're talking about protagonist first. So the protagonist is the main character of a story around whom the events of the narrative plot revolve and with whom the audience is intended to share the most empathy. Did everybody know what empathy was before today?
Yes.
No.
If you didn't, it's up here. I was first.
Yeah, I know.
So, so the protagonist is really the guy that you're wanting to win, right? They're the one that you follow through.
That doesn't happen in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is a tricky one
Yes.
because nobody's good at that, right?
They always kill the main character.
Right. But in books like The Hunger Games, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter, it's pretty clear, right?
Yes.
Who you're wanting to win. You want Katniss to survive the Hunger Games. You want Frodo to destroy the ring sometimes. I don't like Frodo all the time. And then you want Harry Potter to not be dead. Right?
Yeah.
That's his main goal. Right? Okay, so does anybody know what narrative Harry Potter is written in?
In what?
Third person, right? J.K. Rowling doesn't write I went down to the Quidditch pitch. Harry went down to the Quidditch pitch, right? But we get to see his thoughts, right? What about the Hunger Games?
No, it's written in
first
person. No.
First person, right?
Yes, first person.
It is first person. So you get to hear her thoughts and she's speaking.
But
in
not
first
always. Not all the book is in first person. Because sometimes
sometimes
they're talking about what's happening like on another place. Yeah.
Oh, is that part written in first person?
No.
It's written in third person.
So it has both.
I haven't read it.
It's a hybrid.
Okay, so first person narrative. If you guys don't have this written down anywhere, you need it. So it's the narrative mode where a story is narrated by one character at a time, speaking for and about themselves. First person narrative may be singular, plural, or multiple, as well as being an authoritative, reliable, or deceptive voice, and represents point of view in writing. So, can anybody think of a book other than Hunger Games where the protagonist is also the narrator?
Catcher in the Rye.
Yes.
The Catcher and the Rye. Exactly. What about multiple first-person narrators?
What?
I know a movie, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
About a boy.
About a boy. Both Marcus and Will narrate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so first person uses I and we, right? Does the narrator have to be the protagonist?
No.
Wait.
Can you give me an example?
Like about
The book
Catcher
we're
in the
reading
Rye.
in Spanish.
I don't know what you're reading.
It's a book that talks about what happened to another person when.
Okay, so it's not it's not their story, right?
No.
It's about somebody else. Does that make it reliable?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Kind of.
But is Holden reliable? No.
Yes.
No, because
No,
he's
because
crazy.
Yes, he lies.
Right. Holden lies even to the audience
He's a phony.
and himself, right? So no matter what he says, we don't really ever get to know the truth about it, right? So you guys already said it, Catcher in the Rye. In The Great Gatsby, Nick Carraway is not the protagonist. Who do you think the protagonist is?
Gatsby.
Gatsby, right? So Gatsby's whole story is told to us through Nick,
Yeah.
right? And then have any of you read Percy Jackson?
No.
I've heard like
Anyway, this is like the second series, and all of the characters have like their own chapters that they narrate.
That's what I think is.
So they're all first-person narratives or narrators, but
Miss Katie, I don't understand what do you mean by like it can be singular, plural, or multiple.
so singular is just one person speaking first-person narrative, right? That would just be the single.
Like there's only one person narrating.
Yes.
Um,
Plural would have more than one person narrating, and multiple would have this, multiple narrators. I like different parts.
I didn't understand the part.
What?
Do you understand the part? That it means that throughout the book, in single, just one gives narrates, and in plural, it means that two or more narrate throughout the book one at a time, and like two. And multiple mean that many, that it's not like different characters. But not at the same time. No, because it's not, it wouldn't be first person narrative.
Very good. Very nice. Okay.
Wait,
Oh, you're not done? Okay.
Miss Katie, I have a question.
Absolutely.
What kind of narrator is on Toy Story?
What?
What type of narrative is used on Toy Story?
Toy Story? Is
for
there a
the
narrator
movie
in
you
Toy
can't
Story?
say because
I
there is
don't know.
nobody thinking. They're just characters stuck into the.
Yes.
There's not a narrator. Yeah, there's no.
Right. So there is no narrator in that, right?
Well, maybe
Possible.
in some
But what do you if Toy Story were made into a book, do you think it'd be told in third person?
Yeah.
First person? Would we follow Woody?
third person.
First.
I would say
Oh,
first
no,
person
first
with
person
different
Woody,
characters.
yes.
Yeah.
Following Woody.
Well, no.
First
I
person
think
narrative
I would.
multiple.
I would think like the combination.
Right. I think that's debatable. I mean, because Woody's the protagonist, right? But
Well, we also have to see which
Also-
movie we're talking about.
that's true because he gets separated in the second one, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
also in the first one,
everybody?
they fight with Buzz Lightyear.
Plus like to infinity and beyond.
Right. Okay. Is everybody good?
Yes.
Alright. So, let's talk about Turner Island. Holden, like Gerardo said, Holden is the first person narrator and protagonist. So how would the novel be different if it wasn't in the first person?
It would be somebody narrating his story.
It could be.
But it will be more realistic because he tells us many like phony things, so we never know.
It would be more.
But you never. It would be.
It will be like
Hold on.
you will know like everything, something that the people perceive that could be.
What did you say,
Yes.
Gerardo? That's a good
It
point.
would be more subjective
Why?
because if it's for first person, we hear everything Holden says. Like one moment he likes someone, the next he doesn't.
Right.
If it was in third person, like he being narrated, it would
know right
Yeah.
away.
It would
Right.
it would say things more as they are instead of like Holden thinks.
Right. What do you think we would lose from that?
Holden's feelings.
Well, Holden's personality, like his true him.
Right.
Yeah, because maybe he might.
Right. So we wouldn't know
It's
that.
probable
At the
that
end,
he won't
because
say the truth to the person he's telling his story. Maybe.
Mhm.
Or,
Right.
you
So we would lose a lot of like Holden, right?
Yes. But Holden confuses about because he's so phony. So if we see it from another person's perspective, it will be like how he's perceived.
Right.
so it's like
A more
both of them.
concrete.
It would be a total different type of like seeing Holden.
Yeah.
We wouldn't get to know him like as well as
We wouldn't.
his like
We wouldn't get to see
How phony.
his hypocrisy, right?
Yes.
Like we want to get to see how he is a phony, right? What if, okay, after the book, DB visits him, right?
Yes.
In LA. What if DB had written the book in first person?
He could have,
Oh, he would have talked about his story, not Holden.
Yeah, his
No.
point of view about Holden.
but he could have
Right.
because at the end